We'll now look at the remaining menus in the ICT for ELT Yahoo group. Let's continue with Files, where you have the option to add a folder. For example, you will give your folder a name and maybe a description, and then click Save. If you have a folder, or if you create a folder, you can insert different files into it that are connected to the topic. You can also create a text file online. You will give it a title, say something about it, write the file, the text of the file, and then click Save. And you can upload a file from your computer, a previously created file. For example, I could upload the ICT for ELT presentation about Yahoo Groups, and then I would click Open, and it would upload to the Yahoo group. As you can see, you have special messages here. This is a folder, and if we click, it has 3 different messages, actually 2: pending membership in PDF, welcome message in PDF, and the welcome message as a text file. And we can sort these in alphabetical order or the latest first, and here it's the way we view them, as relaxed or with less of a separation between the titles. So that's all there is to say about files. Let's go on to this More menu, and in More, when you click the drop-down menu, the drop-down arrow, you see that we can include attachments, which aren't allowed in this group. We can organize events, polls, links, and have a database. We'll look at each of them. In this case, attachments, there are none because they aren't allowed. But notice that when I clicked on attachments, the word attachments shows here in the menus. Now when I click on another one, the word attachments goes back to under More, and it will be replaced by the link I click on. So we have events, and events allow us to plan the events we have, for example, this month, next month, whatever. As you can see, the moderators of this group created the event for the presentation yesterday that Fernanda and I gave, and you have a link to the Webheads Illuminate room where it was given. You have the time in GMT, which is standard time for all the presentations, and then you have a link to the Learning Times Webheads room. Okay, we don't want to print this. We notice that we can have the events organized just by day, by week, by month, year, etc. And it's I forgot to say that when we create an event, we can also, it's not visible here, but moderators can also include the sending out of reminders, as happened for this presentation. We got 2 reminders in advance with certain hours in advance. So that's really useful. Under Actions, well, we can print this or the event itself, but that's it. Okay, let's continue with More, and we have polls. We all know what a poll is. It's a questionnaire, can be short or long, whatever. In this case, we would create just a short questionnaire to know about, for example, the preferences of the participants in terms of 2 optional times for an event. And you would answer, and then the poll would give the percentage of people preferring option A or option B. So in this case there are no polls, so open polls, none, closed polls, as far as I know, none, and my polls also not here. If you want to create a poll, you click on New Poll, and then ask the question, give your options, fill in the remainder of the additional options if you want, and then click Create Poll to save it. This can be useful for certain events, for example. Then we have links. And links, we have added files. We know how to add files, and here it's just adding links. And as you can see, we can add just one link. We need to give it a title, maybe a description, and then put the URL or the web address of the link, and then click Add Link. We can also create a folder with different links inside. Again, we give the folder name, maybe a short description, and then click Add Folder. We can also sort them in terms of order first or alphabetical order. As you can see, there are two links here, one to the syllabus in the wiki, and the other one to the Getting Started page, also in the wiki. You can see that there is the indication of who uploaded the file and when. Let's continue and go on to database. This is also quite useful because we can create different tables for participants to fill in certain information. For example, there is the participants information, and in this case you have some of the participants came here, wrote their name, the country they're from, in which GMT time zone they are, etc. Okay, so this can be really useful. If you want to add yourself to this table, you click on Edit Table, and then you go to, this is it's not very visible, but you go to the last line here, add your name, all the information, etc. And when you're finished, you go and click Save. So let's cancel because I have added myself, and let's go on and see, for example, yesterday a database was created for the live session so that the moderators had an idea of the number of people who would take part in the presentation. As you can see, I included my name and put a wink of the eye because I was just kidding. If I was going to give a presentation, I had to be there, right? Well, in fact, I ended up not giving the presentation, but I was there. And to a certain extent it wasn't bad because you all saw that these things can happen even when we are giving a blended learning lesson at school, at the university, whatever. So here you have the list of all the tables, and then my tables, the ones I created, if I had any, would be here, but that's it. So if you want to create a table, you click on Create Table, and then you choose the kind of table, or just choose Create New Table, and then you have certain information to fill out, the number of columns, and then you just click on Create Table, and people are ready to start filling in their information. Well, I think that's all there is to say about Yahoo Groups. The rest is up to the owners of the Yahoo Group or the moderators of the Yahoo Group, but that's not accessible to us, so I will not say anything else. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope that these two recordings are useful to you.